Negative self-talk is something we all experience from time to time. However, when our thoughts are continuously focused on emotions such as anger, sadness, fear, or self-pity, this can increase stress and anxiety and have a negative ripple effect on our life. Negative self-talk is entertained by what we call the inner critic, an inner dialogue that limits our abilities to perceive situations in a rational way. So if you are prone to negative self-talk, how can you prevent your mind from drifting into this inner dialogue? Don't go anywhere and keep watching. In this video, we'll share 3 mental hacks you can try to stop negative self-talk for free. But before we jump in, can you do us a favor and like this video? Ring the bell for future notifications. And make sure you subscribe to Brain Health Smarts for more videos. Plus, stick around to find out how you can get a free gift. And now let's find out the mental hacks you can do to stop negative self-talk. Starting with number 3. Notice negative thinking patterns. Stopping negative self-talk starts first and foremost with awareness. Awareness is the ability to notice, see, and feel what is happening around you. And when it comes to negative self-talk, awareness is about noticing that your inner critic is engaged in a dialogue with yourself. When you think things like, "I am not good enough," "I am ugly," "no one cares about me," it is your inner critic talking. Your inner critic can be triggered by a specific time of day, activity, situation, or person. Experts view the inner critic as a survival mechanism we mentally engage in to avoid hurtful emotions such as failure or disappointment. However, the inner critic isn't all bad, as it also encourages us to move forward. To be able to tap into your inner critic in a positive way, you have to be aware of its patterns and triggers. For example, a friend who is more successful than you might trigger your self-critic. By identifying the trigger, your friend, and paying attention to what your inner critic says, you bring your negative self-talk to awareness, and awareness can help you put a stop to this negativity. A qualitative study on 94 participants observed that the simple act of becoming aware of your inner critic increased kindness and self-compassion towards oneself. So don't ignore your thoughts no matter how negative they are. Instead, notice what triggers them and bring them to awareness. It will help you reduce negative self-talk. From there, you can also train your brain to try hack number 2, put things in perspective. It can be difficult to stop negative self-talk because your thoughts are so focused on your emotions, and those emotions influence the intensity of language used towards oneself. To put things in perspective, you have to first reframe the way you talk to yourself into a neutral language. For example, replace the thought, "I hate," with "I don't like." Once you give your thoughts a little less power through the words you use, you can start distancing yourself from your inner critic. Experts note that by seeing your inner critic as someone separate from you, like an inner friend, you are able to have more objectivity in the language used to define your emotions. As a result, you start putting things into perspective. Perspective allows you to observe the costs of your emotions on yourself and those around you. An emotion might cause an intense reaction in the moment, but will feel trivial after some time passes. By putting things in perspective right away, you are able to objectively manage those emotions. For example, getting stuck in traffic might make you extremely angry and trigger negative self-talk. But by using neutral language from "the traffic is horrible and I'm going to be late" to "the traffic is happening and I might be late," you are able to put things in perspective. Instead of letting the situation cause you stress and anxiety, you can think rationally and take actions to minimize its impact on your life. And if you still struggle to control or stop negative self-talk, you can try our next hack. But before you find out what that is, are you ready for a free gift? Discover the everyday foods that can harm your brain and raise your risk of mental disorders, as well as ones that can enhance mental focus, boost mood, ease depression, and much more by downloading your copy of Brain Food Secrets, the 15 worst and best foods for your brain. Grab your gift by clicking the link in the description below. Number 1, practice mindfulness. Mindfulness can be defined as keeping the mind engaged in the moment present. Being present through mindfulness has a large variety of benefits, such as boosting sleep, focus, mood, and brain health. It can also make us more appreciative and positive about life, and as a result, reduce negative self-talk. But while understanding the benefit of mindfulness is simple, staying mindful requires practice. To be mindful, you have to engage all your senses and pay attention to the little things, such as sensation, smells, and feelings. For example, this can be noticing the taste of your toothpaste when you brush your teeth, paying attention to each inhale and exhale you take, or smelling the fresh air of the ocean at the beach. Many studies have pointed out the benefits of mindfulness for anxiety and depression, which are conditions fostered by negative self-talk. A Harvard review observed that mindfulness can soothe the part of the brain activated during negative self-talk. This suggests that by forcing your mind out of its chatter and into the present moment, you can efficiently stop negative self-talk. Overall, whether that is the act of awareness, perspective, or mindfulness, it seems that you can stop negative self-talk by simply noticing your thoughts and redirecting them away from what triggers them. And now, we want to hear from you. Try one of these hacks and share your experience with our brain community in the comments below. And before you go, remember to like this video, subscribe, and hit the alert bell to stay up to date with us. Plus, don't forget to download your free gift by clicking the link in the description below. Thanks for watching. We hope you have a brain-boosting day.